So welcome back, everybody. It's time once again to meet our community, the Hispanic business community here in Orange County. Powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio. Streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center with the king of streaming himself, John Gutierrez.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We really appreciate your support. Again, welcome to our community podcast show powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Senior Vice President here at the Orange County Hispanic Chamber. We have some special guests today. We're excited to get to know them and all they're doing in the community. First and foremost, I just want to say briefly, today's podcast is being brought to you by Farmers and Merchant Bank. Thank you for being our supporter and our sponsor for the day. With us today, we have Liberato Martinez.
Yes.
And
Morning,
Jose Juarez. Welcome, gentlemen. Liberato Martinez is an insurance agent. Jose Juarez is a Medicare education specialist. Both gentlemen are involved with Memorial Care, which is affiliated physicians that are locally and nationally recognized in their area of expertise. Today, we will be having a presentation that will provide an education overview of the different parts of Medicare. You will find information that can help you make decisions about the coverage options that best meet your needs. So, welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate being here.
Sorry, I know it's a long introduction, but it's important we touch all the important bases here. And folks, what we're discussing today is something that is very important and very dear to, I think, the senior community, and not only that, the children that are dealing with senior parents, because we are going to be talking about Medicare open enrollment, right?
That's correct.
Annual enrollment,
Yes.
right? And so it's important that we talk about how this impacts your family and your life and those around you. But before we go into all the fun business stuff and all you guys are doing in the community, we like to here in the show get to know you gentlemen. So if you don't mind telling us a little bit about yourselves, your family, where you grew up, we really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Liberato Martinez here. I've lived and worked in Orange County for over 25 years. We have two boys, my wife and I, Sarah and myself. We have two boys. They're in their 20s now, so they had a
Shout out to Sarah.
Yes.
For all the hard work our
Yes,
wives do, right?
Two great young men.
Happy wife,
raised.
happy life. We know that.
100%. 100%. So, I grew up in Santa Barbara. I went to school in Santa Barbara. Go Gauchos.
Nice.
And then I moved down here soon after and been here over 25 years now. One of the reasons I'm very passionate about working with seniors is my parents, like many of us, are immigrants. And my mother worked in skilled nursing facilities and assisted living.
Oh, interesting.
And as a young boy, she would take me to work on the weekends. And the seniors were so happy to see me, and I saw my mother firsthand care for these people, and just
So
really
it's
get
dear to
know
your
them.
heart.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's great.
And they were so excited to see me, right? And so at a very young age, I saw my mother caring for seniors, and then myself at a very young age, I interacted with seniors. So I really believe that's why I have such a passion in helping the senior community.
Now, before we get into Jose over here, where did the name Liberato come from, if you don't mind me asking? That's a really cool name.
It is a cool name and uncommon name. So my great-grandfather fought alongside with Pancho Villa.
Nice.
And a lot of children at that time had patriotic names. So my grandfather was named Liberty.
Wow.
Yes.
Quick connection here. My grandfather was fighting with Pancho Villa. My dad told me a story that Pancho Villa would always put the horseshoes backwards on the horses because they wouldn't know if the horses were coming or going when he was being chased, and that's why it was so hard for them to find him at one point in his life. So interesting information there.
That's cool. That's cool.
Jose, tell us a little bit about you. Jose Juarez here. Tell us a little bit about you, your family, if you wish, your hobbies. Go ahead.
Let's see, married for 17 years. I have 3 kids, 2 beautiful daughters,
Nice.
17, 14, and my 10-year-old son.
Nice.
My wife, Mariana, from Juarez, Zacatecas.
Shout out to Mariana. Yes.
I myself was actually born in Jalisco, Huehucar, Jalisco. And
Viva la tequila.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Went to El Toro High School. So here, grew up in Orange County, went to Saddleback College, played a little
The
baseball.
Gauchos.
Yeah.
Saddleback College, right? Gauchos?
Here in Mission Viejo.
Oh, yes.
No.
Yeah, okay, nice.
And same thing. Just got into the healthcare industry because of my aunt. Seeing the struggle with my mom,
Yes.
not knowing anything about Medicare, insurance, getting wrong information all the time. Especially with their prescriptions, overpaying for benefits that they qualified for and not taking advantage of it. That's the biggest thing we see in the Hispanic community, is that there's a lot of benefits out there, a lot of resources that unfortunately they don't know how to have access to it.
Yes.
So we're very excited to be here and share some of that insight with all of you.
Yes, that's something that I think is very dear to many people, and it's very important. I know you went into a little bit. How did you end up all connecting, or how did you guys end up working together?
Worked very closely with Jose and the Memorial Care Medical Group and the community. Does such a great job with the community, and we partner. I trust Jose very much, and because I just see him work so well with the senior community, and because of that, we've built a really great partnership. And maybe you can add a little bit more to that, Jose.
Yeah, so Memorial Care is probably one of the largest medical groups in Orange County. We're very involved in the community. I myself volunteer doing tech classes, showing seniors how to FaceTime with family members in Mexico.
I got to tell you, that whole thing about seniors on social media is very interesting.
Right.
My mother lives with us. She's a senior. Mm-hmm. And I have to say that after my dad passed away, which is about 10, 11 years ago, and then her dogs passed away, and then she moved in with us, Facebook has been like a life-saving tool for her.
Absolutely.
Like, she loves just interacting with family, and especially in Mexico or wherever they're at, in San Jose, up north. I mean, it's interesting. So you're doing that with seniors, huh?
Yeah,
That's pretty
absolutely.
cool. Learning for them to learn how to utilize those tools.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people, they have technology, the greatest, latest, newest technology, and they don't even know how to turn it on sometimes.
That's interesting.
So I've seen seniors, meet their grandchildren because they live, in a different state or in Mexico.
Yes.
So it's been amazing. I do home deliveries to the homebound seniors.
Yes.
So flu clinics, COVID vaccination. Memorial Care was one of the largest ones that did a huge COVID vaccination in Laguna Woods. So, I mean, we're definitely involved in that community.
So for people that don't know Laguna Woods, which I know Laguna Woods pretty well because, of course, as you all know, I mentioned we own a healthcare company, OC Hospice, and everybody in the chamber knows that. Laguna Woods is a very unique community because it's very highly populated by seniors, right?
That's correct.
And I can just imagine during the pandemic how scary it was for a lot of them not being able to go out and, again, get food, like you said, right? I know our friends Villa Roma, who's in Laguna Hills, our friend Teresa and
Love
Leo,
that
they're
place.
part of our chamber.
Yeah.
They were here on the show. They were doing a lot of food deliveries for a lot of those seniors there in that area because that fear factor, right? So that's awesome. You guys were involved with that whole area, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, over 30-something thousand vaccinations that we did. Same thing with the boosters. Flu clinics are around the corner too. Please go onto our website. You can get a schedule on that, and you get a free flu vaccine.
Memorial Care. Now, Memorial Care also has a couple hospitals, right, that they're associated with.
Yeah, so we have Orange Coast Memorial in Fountain Valley, Saddleback Hospital in Laguna Hills, and Long Beach Memorial in Long
That's right.
Beach. Yeah.
So a lot of you may not know that. These three major hospitals. Right. Major. Saddleback Hospital in South County is a very big hospital, very important.
Top-rated hospital.
Long Beach one is also very, very huge. And of course, a lot of people don't know about Orange Coast. It's kind of hidden over there.
Fountain Valley, yeah.
Yes, yeah. I know it well because we know some doctors over there. And for those of you that don't know, it's Fountain Valley, but it's also kind of borderline Huntington Beach.
Yeah, Huntington Beach.
Right?
We have locations from San Clemente to Long Beach, Torrance. I mean, there's a lot of benefits within Memorial Care. It's a one-stop shop. We have x-rays, labs, pharmacy on site, specialty, primary care, pediatricians. I know I see a lot of grandparents take their kids.
Yeah.
They schedule actually both appointments, the grandkids and their appointments to see the doctor. So it's neat.
Yeah, that's a nice shirt right there, Memorial Care. Everybody see that? Oh, well, the camera. Let's show the shirt in the camera. Let me share with you a few things. It's very important that we go into more the enrollment, the open enrollment here shortly. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to Farmers and Merchant Bank for being our sponsor today. For those of you that just tune in, we have Liberato Martinez and Jose Juarez with us. Liberato Martinez is an insurance agent. Jose Juarez is a Medicare education specialist. They're here with Memorial Care, which is an affiliated physicians locally and nationally recognized in their area of expertise. Today, we are focusing and providing education of overview of different parts of Medicare. Now, for those listening, there's a big difference between Medicare and MediCal.
That's
And a
right.
lot of
yeah.
people get confused, right?
Yeah,
Right.
two
Can you
separate
share a
things.
little bit about that?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So Medicare is a federal program that is for in most cases 60 people are 65 and over.
Yes.
If you worked in this country for 10 years, 40 quarters or more, you are eligible for Medicare if you're 65 plus. Also, if you're disabled and if you have certain conditions, you can also be eligible. So that's a federal program that will cover your health care. And think about it. Your first job, you're 16 and you saw this little line item, you're like, what the heck is Medicare?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So you've been paying into that all your life.
Yes.
So when you're 65, it's time to reap that benefit.
Yes.
But then there's MediCal, which is separate but can work concurrently with Medicare. So MediCal is a joint state and federal program.
Yes.
They work together, and it's strictly income based off your income if you qualify for MediCal, which will cover your medical services. A lot of seniors do qualify for MediCal, and they may not even know it.
Yes.
But they will get the best of both worlds. They'll get the MediCal benefit as well as their Medicare benefit.
I wanted to make sure we brought that up because I get a lot of people all the time. Wait, isn't it the same thing? Isn't it the same thing? What, you know, because it sounds similar,
Right.
but it's so different,
Very
right?
different, yeah.
And I think that's why it's important we have shows like today where we're helping the community better understand. And by helping the community, just because you're our age, think about it. You're making these decisions or helping make these decisions with your parents who are going to need these kind of services. So we meet that criteria, that demographic group. So we're going to come back and we're going to go into a lot more important information. But first and foremost, here's a quick break. Paul, take it away.
And just a quick shout out to our sponsor again, which is Farmers and Merchants Bank. Founded in Long Beach, 1907 by C.J. Walker. F&M Bank provides white glove service to clients at 25 branches from San Clemente to Santa Barbara, including their newest location opening in Santa Ana. So they also have a robust online and mobile banking platform. They've got it all, here to serve local, not just farmers and merchants, but everybody in the community these days. Been around forever. 1907. Check them out if you want to learn more. www.fmb.com. That's FMB for Farmers and Merchants Bank. And do I get a shout out to say that Memorial Care is my provider? Because I am on
Absolutely.
Medicare. I hate to admit it. And you have to pick a provider, so my doctor is associated with it. And one of our other shows, Dr. Trin,
That's right.
does Health Talk.
Shout out to our good friend, Dr. Trin. Welcome back, folks, to our community podcast show powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, John Gutierrez, Senior Vice President here. We have two special guests with us that are part of Memorial Care, Liberato Martinez and Jose Juarez. Gentlemen, let's get back into the conversation we were having. So, open enrollment or annual enrollment is coming up. When is it? Why is it important? Can you share with everybody? Because this is very important for everybody to really learn and focus on why this is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. The dates are very crucial because, you don't want to miss the dates. One, because penalties may apply.
What are those dates?
So annual open enrollment starts October 15th through December 7th.
Oh, okay.
And this gives you an opportunity to shop around your health plan.
October 15th through what?
December 7th.
December 7th. You hear that, folks? October 15th, December 7th. We have to repeat it a couple of times, kind of like a phone number, because it'll sink in with people. This is a very crucial time, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, so October 15th through December 7th, like I said, shop around. There's a lot of great benefits coming in 2023. And again, I can't stress enough, October 15th through December 7th, that's the time to change and shop around, right, for a great health plan.
I don't want to interrupt you, but Paul, you had a point you wanted to make.
I do, and every time I can make this point, I want to make it. I learned the hard way. We learned the hard way that just because you turn 65, you think, hey, I'm still employed. I don't need Medicare. I'll apply for it later. You need to apply for it when you turn 65. Otherwise, there's a penalty. So if you apply for it, as my wife did when she finally retired from banking at 67 or 68 and applied for Medicare, she found there's a penalty attached to it. Talk about that for a second.
That's interesting. Did you guys know that? I'm
Oh, yeah.
assuming.
So when you turn 65 and you're eligible for Medicare, you do need to apply. Don't assume it's going to happen automatically.
like you're not just going to get a letter.
That's right. So
Probably because the government's like, I'm not going to just give you all this.
Right. Well,
You need to let us know you really want it,
Yeah,
right?
and there are different situations. So
Yes.
the law is you need to have credible coverage. So if you're still employed with your employer and you have credible coverage, meaning it's just as good or better than Medicare, then you won't get that penalty. But then what happens is that, let's say you work to your 67, people will miss that window to enroll. And then when you stop having credible coverage, that's when that penalty can start accumulating, because in order for Medicare to work, it's insurance, they need everyone to pay into it. And they need everyone to participate in it. So that's why it's important when you're turning 65, you get a 3-month window before your birthday month, and a 3-month window after your birthday month. So total 7 months. It's a very large window to apply for your Medicare Parts A and B. And A covers hospital, and B covers hospitalization and medical, and then I come in and I get the Part C Medicare Advantage. And those plans, like we just heard, give you the extra benefits: dental, vision, hearing, gym membership, transportation. And this coming year, there are a lot of enhancements coming. So it's really important that everyone does review their plan and they see what's available.
And what shocked me, and then I'll shut up here, is when it came time to sign up for Medicare Advantage, Part C, which gives you all these other things. I thought there'd be a cost. Before I was self-employed, I had a cost for my medical insurance. There is a cost for Medicare, though. That's what people don't realize. There is some underlying cost for it. It's not totally free.
Right.
But that Medicare Part C, these Advantage plans, I don't know if it's everywhere in the country, but in this area, they have competitive ones that you can get it basically for no additional cost.
So I will say that in many parts of the country, there is or could be a small fee for the Medicare Advantage plans, the Part C. But in Orange County, LA County, San Bernardino, and Riverside, there are many, many plans. It's the norm that plan is zero cost.
You know, one of the things that I want to make sure we bring up is, if I'm correct, and again, you guys are the specialists, what's really cool is having these cards, right, that are part of your insurance plan.
Correct.
And when you flip them, there's always an 800 number, right?
Right.
And that is a great resource to have for when problems come up or situations come up. And that is another added benefit to being involved in just really knowing your benefits and your resources. Because a lot of times I've been in healthcare 25 years, so I always get people asking me a million different questions as a healthcare resource. If I don't have the answer, I always tell them, take the card, flip it around, there's an 800 number, call them, and they'll be able to give you better information. I mean, that's something that's key, right?
That's absolutely, especially with Memorial Care. I mean, think of me as your personal representative, right? You won't get an 800 number. You'll get my personal cell phone number. If you have questions regarding a claim, checking the status of a referral, pretty much anything. You want to verify a specialist, primary care doctor, you need to schedule a doctor's appointment. I mean, I'll be more than happy to help you out. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I've seen firsthand, Jose is very good at what he does. He will take a call and he will help a patient just navigate through the system. I've seen that firsthand. And then, you know, there is a lot of frustration when you got to call 1-800, I'm on hold. And if it's not like, hey, I'm not your doctor, I can't answer everything, but I can help you navigate through the system. And that's one of the things that my office and I personally myself will do. I'll take a call. I had like 3 of them this morning, and I'll explain, hey, yeah, you do have this coverage. You know, you got to get a referral, and don't forget about your extra benefits. You know, you don't forget to use it. It's one of the great things that they get is they may get an allowance to get over-the-counter items, and ibuprofen, aspirin, whatever it might be. But that's, you know, for seniors, that reduced cost can be a big deal.
Yeah, you bring up some great points, because I know that when I speak to people, a lot of times it's just, where do I go? Who do I talk to? I'm a little lost. So Jose, you're that person.
Absolutely.
Jose's the to-go.
Oh, yeah.
We call Johnny on the spot.
That's right. You call me and we'll get it done.
Where do they find you? How do they reach you?
So you can, I'll be more than happy to give you my cell phone number. It's 714-640-7158. You can also go on our website. There's a bio, my email address, my cell phone number's on there. If you need any forms in Spanish, let me know. I'll be more than happy to, hand deliver them to you. If you can, if you don't have a printer at home, I'll mail them to you. But
you
yeah,
like to be that community liaison.
Absolutely.
Like, get involved with the families,
Right. Well, I mean,
see how we can help them.
I noticed that, especially, with my uncle. I'm just going to give you an example of my uncle. Super healthy, never, no diabetes, no nothing, never applied for Medicare, right? Typical Hispanic. I'm healthy, baño de hierbabuena, and
We're
good, right?
I'm ready to go. Some tequila and I'm good.
That's it, right? For everything.
Yeah.
Until he had one bad year and everything went downhill.
Yep.
Expenses. I mean,
Yes.
it got to a point that they almost lost their house, and
Yes.
But it's very important. You look at your options, look at all those resources out there. Any questions, there is no dumb question out there when it comes to Medicare. It's very confusing. You have to do the research yourself. Thankfully, you have Liberato, you have myself. Any questions you may have, feel free to give us a call, and we'll walk you through the whole process.
I think a lot of people sometimes don't realize that as we get older or our loved ones get older,
You break down.
you can exactly to that point you break down. I remember taking my dad to the doctor, and my dad kept asking his longtime doctor, why is this happening to me? Why is how can I fix this situation? And he basically said, look, it's part of age. These things are going to happen. And so as these things happen, and you break a hip, God forbid, or you break, you're going to need home health.
Right.
You're going to need physical therapy. These things that are very important. How do you get them? Where do you get them? You need a resource.
Right.
Eventually, you may need hospice because of a end-stage diagnosis like cancer, right? So there's all these things that sometimes we don't know. And so if you're Johnny on the spot, which is Jose Juarez,
Absolutely.
right, at Memorial Care, that is great because you become that community liaison and you're bilingual, right?
I am. I speak Spanish
So,
fluently.
so for our parents, right, that are listening out to, of course, as you're listening to the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce show, and again, we're here with Liberato Martinez and Jose Juarez, who both are probably bilingual, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That is so important. If I bring you to my house to meet my mom or my uncle, that's great that you can share with them the information.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That must play a major role.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'd say at least 40% of my clientele is Spanish speaking or Spanish preferred. So,
Yes.
Yeah, and I wanted to comment on
Sure.
something that you mentioned about the different resources, and we briefly mentioned transportation. One thing that WellCare does very well is that they'll offer transportation to patients to
Okay.
get them to their doctors, and then a lot of these plans, these Medicare Advantage plans, will also offer transportation. So these are benefits that are built in that help the community to make sure that they're seeing the doctor. Like we just talked about, a lot of individuals don't like to see the doctor. Maybe they don't want to, but sometimes they just can't. They don't know that they have a transportation option.
That's interesting you mentioned the transportation option because I know that I've had a lot of friends who are like, I got to work. My mom lives with me. I'm scared to leave her
Yeah,
alone.
yeah.
What do I do? And I know they're popping up everywhere, these adult daycare centers,
Right.
Yeah.
right? And sometimes they want to leave them there, but they can't get them there at a certain time. So there's transportation services like that. That's really
if
great.
it's for your health care,
Mhm.
if it's for your health, doctors, physical therapy, pick up your prescriptions, the transportation will cover that.
Right.
Wow. Did you guys hear that? Covered if it's healthcare related.
That's right.
Right?
In addition to that, Orange County has a program as well, so that will get them to and from where they need to go.
And transportation is so important for our senior parents because they don't want to feel like just they're locked down.
Right.
And it's not like back in the days they can walk to El Mercado around the corner. It may be further out.
Yeah.
Their knees are bad or something's
just
hurting
carrying all the
them.
groceries,
Yeah.
man.
So having that transportation, I'm so glad you brought that up. I think that's such a great point.
Yeah, it's a great benefit. Most of the plans have it, and Memorial Care has it in addition to that.
So don't forget, folks, annual enrollment for Medicare, October 15th through December 7th, right, gentlemen?
Yes, correct.
Correct.
You can definitely reach out to Jose Juarez. Share with everybody again your cell phone, if you don't mind.
No, absolutely. It's 714-640-7158.
Reach out to Jose because he is the man. He's what we call Johnny on the spot. Anything you need for your parents as far as information, education on what is annual enrollment or open enrollment for Medicare, these gentlemen are going to be here to help you. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. I know the show goes by really fast. I want to thank you guys for being on our show today. It's very important we share this information with our community.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
it's
This has
a
been
pleasure.
fun. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
And first and foremost, before we go, folks, I just want to again thank Farmers and Merchant Bank, today's sponsor of our show. Thank you for always supporting our Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, where our community is your community here at the OC Talk Radio. Paul, thank you very much. Take it away.
Well, there you have it. One more great reason to tune in each and every time to meet our community, the Hispanic business community here in Orange County. Powered by the Orange County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.